Hello, this video is to talk about chemical analysis 4.83 and we're going to look at flame emission spectroscopy. We are going to start, however, by recapping flame tests because the two topics link in. So please pause the video and see if you can remember what the colours for the 5 metals flame tests are. Okay, hopefully you did that and you get crimson for lithium, yellow for sodium, lilac for potassium, orange-red for calcium, and green for copper. If you didn't, make a note, learn them. Now, there's a slight problem with using these flame tests to identify. Again, please pause and see if you can remember what it is. Hopefully what you came up with is the fact that sometimes the colors can mask other colors. So let's say you had sodium and calcium and you had loads of sodium, that bright yellow might mask the fact there's a little bit of an orangey red hint to it. Okay, so what do we do about it? Well, we use something called instrumental methods. Now, this is nothing musical. It means instrument as in chemical equipment or scientific equipment. And you need to know 3 advantages to these, so please make a note. Instrumental methods, or using proper scientific equipment, are more accurate. Like I just said, you might not be able to tell what's in a sample when you just do a flame test, but using an instrumental method, you would get all of the information. They're also more sensitive. Now, this doesn't mean that they're in touch with their feelings. It means that a test can detect small amounts. So say you just a tiny little bit of potassium in a sample, that lilac flame would be so faint you wouldn't see it. But an instrumental method would pick it up. And the other thing is a good thing, they're rapid, they're really fast. So if you can remember ASR, accurate, sensitive, and rapid, that's a question that comes up quite frequently for 1 mark in the exams. The specific instrumental method that we need to know about is something called flame emission spectroscopy. So you want to have that written down, and its use is to identify unknown metal ions. How it works is the first thing you have to know, and this is a practical that you would all quite enjoy doing. Hopefully we'll get current year 11s back in for a chance to do this. What you do is you get your sample and you heat it up in a flame, and as before it will burn with a selection of bright colors. But this time you view the light emitted through an instrument called a spectroscope. Again, worth writing that down. A spectroscope for spectroscopy. Now, beyond the course, but just for knowing, it is a little prism in a tube, essentially. And a prism, like a raindrop, will refract or separate out light. So if you know that white light from the sun hits a raindrop and refracts into the rainbow, then it's the same idea. You can get other colors and you discover that there's more to them than just what we can see with our eyes. What do you need to know? You get a sample which has got a lot of lines of different colors. The really cool bit, every element has a unique set of lines. It's like fingerprints you can identify. You get a sample, you view it through a spectroscope, and you can work out exactly what's in there. Here are some examples. So I've got 5 elements shown here. Hydrogen at the very top, you can see it's got 5 lines. It's got a red, a green, a blue, and a purple. Well, 2 purples. Now, hopefully what you see, all of them, the lines at the left are red, then there's some orange, then some yellow, some green, some blue, some indigo, violet. They are in the order of the colors of the rainbow. Anytime an element has a line at the left-hand side, it's going to be red, and the right-hand side is going to be purple. And in the middle, it'll be kind of green. So you can see there, sodium is a pretty simple one. It has just got 2 yellow lines. The ones I've shown here and the ones you use in the exam tend not to have too many lines. Good news, you don't need to remember them. I remember sodium because it's so simple, but you don't need to know the rest. They should hopefully give you some easy ones, but some of them have lots and lots and lots of lines. This is a scarf made for me of my favorite element. This is zirconium. Loads of lines. So we can safely say you're not going to get asked about zirconium in the exam. And I'm just really glad that I didn't say sodium was my favorite element. Otherwise, I'd have a very boring scarf. All right, so how do exam questions look? What you're going to get is perhaps a sample of unknown chemicals. And here is 1 sample. What you will then get below is a selection of elements, and you've basically just got to match up what's in there. So here we go. There's hydrogen. And hopefully you can see the red, the green, the blue, and the two purples match up. My sample definitely has hydrogen. But there's still 2 yellow lines in there. Now, they won't just give you the exact 2. There'll probably be the whole bunch from over the page. It'd just be up to you to kind of match up what's in there. And it is sodium. Well, as close as I could get with my amazing editing skills. So that is what you get. One last thing to point out. If there is a set of lines on there that doesn't match any of the sample elements you get, you have to say it's from another unknown element. Thank you very much.